Hello everyone, my name is Saqib Ahmed and this is the second part of the retail sales analysis project using pandas. See, I have created the new folder named as retail sales underscore analysis. So within this folder, I have created the another folder named sales underscore data, and in this folder, I have stored all the sales data of each month. So coming back to the is now folder, initially you have to install the Jupyter notebook, because whatever I will done I will do on Jupyter notebook. So I have done the installation. So before installation, so before doing this task, you have to install the Jupyter notebook. So I have done the installation. So now we can come to the code part. So I'm writing the Jupyter notebook here. So this is the Jupyter Notebook workspace where you can only create the folder, delete the folder or rename the folder. So first of all, I have to create the new i.pynb file and named as analysis. So to combine all the files the data into a single file, here we are using the three module here: NumPy, which is used for the working with arrays, pandas for data cleaning and data manipulation, and OS, which is used for fetch all the files name from the directory. So I'm importing all these libraries. So I have now import all these three libraries in this first cell. Now I want to load the data set of sales underscore January underscore 2019 data from sales underscore data folder. So first of all, I have to show the data of January sales. So this is the data of January sales. So I have to copy the path of this file basically, and to load the data set, I have to use a pd.read underscore csv, and within this I'm using the r. If you are not aware why I'm using the r over here while loading the data, you can check the Python documentation. Now I have to pass the path of the January sales data and store in a variable named January for readability purpose. So now I'm writing Jan and print over here. So here you can see that in January sales data we have 9,723 rows and 6 columns. Column named as order ID, product, quantity ordered, price, each order date, and purchase address. Now I also want to see the data of February sales. So to do this, I'm writing this code, and the only thing which is changed that I have to copy the path of February sales data and passing over here and storing a variable named Feb. And here you can see the sales data of February month. In February month we have the data of rows now 12,036 rows and 6 column. Now I want to concat the data of both this month. So to do this I am using the concat method. So pd dot concat, and I'm passing the list over here in Jan and which is basically the object of each data frame of January sales data and the February sales data, and stored in a variable named JF. And after running this code, here you can see the combined data of January sales and the February sales. Here you can see we have getting the rows 21,759 and 6 column. Now I want to use the over OS module because the OS module is used to fetch all the files name from the directory, and I am also using I'm basically using os dot list dir, which is a method in Python programming language that returns a list containing the names of the file and the directories within the specified directory. It is a part of the OS module which provides a way to interact with the operating system. So I'm using os.list dir, and I'm passing the folder name in which all the months data sales data are stored. So the folder name is sales underscore data. So I'm writing sales underscore data, and I'm store this data in a variable name file name. So file name is basically store the file name of every month sales data in a list format. So is over here. So here you can see the file name of a sales data related to each month. So after that, I want to create the new data frame, and why I'm creating the empty data frame, because I want to store all the data from all the file names using for loop. So if you are not aware what is data frame is basically used to store the data in the form of rows and columns. So basically here you can see this is a data frame. So now we can create the empty data frame. So to do this, I'm using pt dot data frame and store in a variable named edf. And to run this code, here you can see I have created the empty data frame. Now I have to read, or we can see load the data one by one from each file. So to do this, I'm using for file name in file names. So basically file name is basically gives the each file name of sales data of each month one by one using for loop. And now I want to read the data of all files one by one. So to do this, I'm using pt dot read underscore csv, and I'm giving the folder name in which the file is stored, and here I'm passing the file name. So if you are not aware why I'm using the formatted string, you can check the Python documentation. So I'm storing this data in a variable named df. So basically it's a read the data from the files one by one. So if you want to check whether this file name code is work or not, so you can write over here in print statement file name. So here you can see all the file name of each month sales data are visible to you. So now I am writing the pt dot concat, and in this I'm giving the variable name edf and df, which is basically I'm passing in a list. So I'm storing this data in EDF. EDF is basically used to store the data of every month's sales one by one after reading after load the data of sales every month sales. So I'm printing EDF over here. So what's the code problem? So pd dot read underscore csv. So this is the mistake data. So here you can see after combining all the data from each month, we are getting the rows of 1,86,850 and 6 columns. So if in future I am doing the analysis and finding the insight using this data set only. So I want to store this data in a CSV format so I can do the analysis in future. So I'm saving this data using .2 underscore CSV, and EDF is the variable which have a data frame of combined data basically. So sales underscore data is basically the folder name in which I want to store the data. So sales.csv is the file name which store all the combined data of every month, and I am passing the parameter index is equal to false, which is basically used to drop the unnamed columns from the sales dataset because it has no used for my analysis purpose. So after running this code, you can see that within the sales underscore data, the new file is created sales which store all the months sales data from January to December. So in future I will be analyzing the data using only this data set. So this is all about this video analysis part. Now the next video come in within a week of explore data set. So thank you for watching this video. Please like subscribe to my YouTube channel